had a really long dream. I was in this world. I was in another dimension. And the whole dream, I knew I was in another dimension. And I was just seeing this dimension, this world. And it was people that looked, like regular humans, but things were designed a lot different than the earth. And but I was in this dream a long time, looking around, just looking around. Well, then at one point I went into this, it was a place like a theater. They was putting on some kind of play. And I saw how this theater was set up. It was very intricate. It was different than the theaters that we have. I don't know if I've ever seen a theater like it. There was some kind of zigzag pattern to the stairs, and they had a, like on the upper level, but it was done like a design. But it was still how they get to the seats and stuff. But it was a zigzag type of pattern instead of just going straight up like our theaters. Theirs went like a zigzag, and it went all around the top, and like it was a really huge theater. Then it was this play that was being put on, and I was there before the play started. And I was just walking around, just, looking around. And throughout the dream, I would talk to people a little bit. And then, but this one I definitely remember because I started to think about God. I started to think, like, what do they think about God? I started to ask them, as it was before the theater started, and it was starting to fill up with people. And I started to ask them about God. And throughout this dream, I knew we had the same God, same God, same Jesus, everything the same like we do now. And they didn't want me to say anything about God. They kept trying to shut me up. And then I went towards the back. It was a place where people was getting their hair and nails done and stuff like that, getting ready for this play because they was getting dressed up. And so, when it was actually, we don't have that here either. We don't have a place in the back where you get your hair and nails done and stuff. Unless these was the people that was going to actually do the play. That part I don't know, but I don't think so. I felt like they was people that was going to watch the play. Well, anyway, I started asking them about God, and once again, just talking about God was taboo. Like, they didn't want to talk about God at all. And so I talked about him anyway, like, like why you don't want to talk about God, and I just proceeded to tell them about God and how important it was that they get saved. Same like on the earth. And I actually ended up leading a lot of them. They was really upset at first that I was talking about God, but I ended up leading a lot of them to Christ. So that was interesting because I led them to Christ the same way we do on the earth here. And so, and it was a whole bunch of ladies. I didn't see any men, but it was a lot of ladies. I don't remember seeing any men at this theater. I think it was some kind of play that only women was watching. But anyway, I left that area and I went to areas where it was majority of men. And I was just looking around at these men and what they was doing. And I was in this dream for a long time. It was another dimension, and I was just really, throughout the dream, I was in awe, like, wow, look at this dimension. Like, and I was comparing it to the earth. And I had on some type of really nice outfit. My outfit was like futuristic and stuff, but the way that they dressed was similar to the earth for the most part. I mean, for this play, it was some women that had on ball gowns, just like we do on the earth. But this dimension was a lot prettier than our earth, in my opinion. Well, I think so. I think that people took care of themselves a lot better. Their hair was That like the way that they groomed themselves was a lot better, and I didn't see a whole lot of people that was overweight. So they took care of themselves a lot better than we would do on this earth. But in the dream, I was like transformed. I was thin, and I had on this like futuristic outfit. My outfit, like my top, was a regular top, but it had like a cape connected to it, like a shiny dark gray cape and like outfit, like dark gray with this white trim on it, which was really nice. And I had some shiny pants that matched the cape, and so I was just kind of just walking around and looking at everything, and I've never seen an outfit like that on this earth ever. So it was futuristic looking, but a lot of them had clothes that was similar to the earth, and the men and everything, and their suits and everything. But I noticed that, these suits, some of the suits that I saw looked like suits that we had back in like the 20s and 30s, like the men's suits I'm talking about. But the material, well, no, the material is probably the same. It looked like wool. Like I saw this one guy, he was wearing like this regular color brown, and it looked like some kind of wool suit from that we had like in the 20s and 30s, which to me was better clothes back then. So I think their clothes was better because it was thick and it looked better than what we have. And the women had they ball gowns were really shiny, like my suit was. It was almost like a shiny plastic. Really, that's what it looked like, some kind of shiny plastic material, but I'm sure it wasn't plastic. It's probably pleather. Like instead of leather, like pleather. That's what it looked like. So anyway, it was just an interesting dream. I remember looking at the sky. The sky was different than what we have now. It was like we have clouds they're forming into regular clouds. But this world, the clouds was all like they had clouds, but it was like all, sorry to explain. Like it wasn't, no, we have skies like this sometimes. Well, not exactly like this. I think that we don't really have clouds. We don't have skies like this, but they clouds was not formed into, clouds like we do. It was all mixed in. But it was mixed in a way that the way it was all mixed in was different than I've seen on the earth. It was like all swirled, and the sky was like it was like a light pinkish looking color and white. The clouds was white like we have, but they was all like swirled in together. Like the whole cloud was the whole sky, was like covered with these whitish clouds, and the background was like this light pink to regular, like maybe even hot pink, like a different color pinks, and it was pretty. And they had some kind of light coming from somewhere, but I didn't actually see the sun or whatever that was giving the light. And I was in this dream from like morning to night, just looking around, and yeah, but I remember, I marveled how it was similar to the earth. But I didn't get arrested for talking about God, but it was just really taboo. Like, you don't mention God. Like, the moment I mentioned God, it was like, what? Like, what are you doing? So, and like, you don't talk about God, and we don't want to hear that, and what are you doing? But it was just, the society of people that forgot about God. I was upset about that. But anyway, that was a dream I had.